Shadowlands will be shit. You're fooling yourself, Asmon. Let me tell you why. Okay. Okay. Come on Discord and explain why Shadowlands is gonna be shit. Come on. DM me your Discord. I'll call you right now. Yeah, I want to hear it. You've been typing it for a while. Let's go. Yeah, come explain to everybody. Hey, can you hear me? I think I just heard you.
I can.
Okay. All right, great. What's up, man?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
But the thing is, it's a stream delay, so I'm only hearing you on stream, but not on my phone.
Wait, what? Why can't you hear me through Discord on your phone?
Okay, it's not working, but at least you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Not a big fan of Shadowlands, though, are you?
And the reason why I think Shadowlands will be shit is because of 4 reasons.
4? Okay. All right. So you've thought this out.
All right. As long as catch-up gear and mechanics exist, then everything else is pointless.
What do you mean by everything else?
And as long as the LFR is here, it's also pointless.
I think LFR makes the game worse, but did you feel that way about Mists of Pandaria, for example, whenever they had LFR then? Or even in Legion?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I would say LFR, like...
Yes, I thought, like honestly, I thought Mists of Pandaria, Legion, and WoD, and BFA are all bad. They have some good in it, but they're all bad, generally.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had their problems. I mean, they certainly did, but I think that they were overall good expansions and enjoyable, even though they did have these things that, I mean, like you and I both agree on, I mean, obviously are bad for the game. I still think that they were overwhelmingly positive and enjoyable to play.
And, I mean, they were enjoyable to play, but I mean, if you think about it, it's actually pointless. Like, for example, for a person that wants to, that doesn't raid Mythic, what's the point of doing anything?
Well, what's the point of playing the game?
Like, why do I have to raid to get gear if I can just see the raid or do everything else in the game without gear?
That is a problem. I agree with you. I think that things like Torghast and Mythic Plus and, you know, making Mythic a little bit more accessible to people would actually work against that. But I agree with your core point that getting gear and improving your character has much less of an impact now, and the importance of it and the urgency of it is much smaller. I agree with you. But I still think the expansion could be good regardless of that.
Yeah.
What are the other 2?
Well, I mean...
Okay, go ahead.
You could play... But if you really think about it, like, why would you even... Like, it's pointless.
Like Shadowlands in general was pointless? Or just getting gear?
The content that you do, like, for, like...
When did you feel
I could literally, like, not log in the first week and then come back when it's like 9.3 and do everything and like finish in 1 week, and you know, that's it.
Which expansion were you not able to do that?
I would say probably Burning Crusade, I think.
To an extent. But even Burning Crusade had tons of catch-up gear. Like, you remember whenever the Isle of Qualdanis came out, they added, like, all the 144 gear, which is, like, BT level gear, to the vendor that you could just buy with Justice points, or Justice badges. And
I'm not against catch-up gear. I mean, the catch-up gear is, like, to the extreme in retail.
Oh, yeah, I agree that they should tone down the catch-up gear. I totally agree with you. But I think also, to a degree, it's always been in the game.
But I mean, it's to the point where it actually doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to do anything.
What do you mean, like, about not do anything?
Okay, let me just... Let's say a new player starts to play retail. If he has no interest in Mythic, what's his motivation to even get gear? What is he gonna use it for?
Like WoW, you could do Mythic Plus. There's Torghast, which is another system they have. There's PvP as well.
Why would you do Mythic Plus?
For better gear, to get the rewards for like personal accomplishment and like achievement, like to get the 15s or like
What's the gear used for?
Well, to get higher levels. Like I understand the logical conclusion you're going to, right? Which is get better
But the
gear.
higher levels is pointless if like you can just do the same thing but in a lower difficulty.
Okay, so your concern really is the idea that they have the content that's easily available as like an option, and it minimizes the reward of doing the higher content. That's what you're saying?
Like the simplest way I can put this is like before you would have to get gear to raid in order to progress. Now all you have to do is you can just raid without gear, or you can just do it in LFR. You know, you're done.
Well, didn't the people in Apes clear? Didn't they clear MC at like level 55?
No, I mean, classic today is obviously, you know, it also has problems, but the idea is that you had to get gear to raid, and you know, so forth.
I think to an extent, yeah, but that's the same as it was then. It was always that way. Even in like Wrath of the Lich King, there were still a lot of guilds that were using Sunwell gear and Nax, because it was not really that bad and it had the proper stats.
I mean, retail has taken everything to the extreme. It's like it's actually just pointless. In my opinion, it's just pointless.
Here's the way I look at it, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I do, and I would say like ignore what people are saying in chat, because like really, you're saying what I'm thinking too. It's just that from my perspective, I look at Shadowlands as a step in the right direction and not necessarily a solution to every problem. I think realistically, we're not going to see a good WoW expansion, I guess, from you or my...
Shadowlands is doing a lot of things right, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As long as these things like exist in retail, they will always make retail suck.
I know that. I think that they will make retail worse. You're right about that. But I think that the way that Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, it's like a new player, if he doesn't want to do Mythic, like, what, like, I don't understand what he's playing. Like, what is he doing? Like, he can just, like, do everything, like, 1 week and then it's finished. I mean, that's not how, that's not what MMO should be.
No, I don't think so it is either. I've never been a fan of that. I thought it was a mistake as well. I think that making raids progressive is a good thing. But I think if you actually go back and look at a lot of the old content in the game, it's very much the same. And that's always been the case. Like, even in Wrath of the Lich King, for example, you were able to go in there and do ICC probably after a week or so of gearing. Like ICC 10 normal, but still ICC in the same way that you're talking about. And the content itself being the reward was removed even then. Burning Crusade, I think that was much more like numerically difficult than vanilla. So it did incentivize and necessitate doing the previous raids and getting gear from them more than vanilla did. But even in those expansions, if we go back and we actually look at the mechanics and the asks that they give, you know, the people in the raid, it's very, very minimal. The mechanics are very easy, etc. So while I agree with you that I think that the game would be better without these systems, I do think that Shadowlands is a step in the right direction. And I think that realistically, to get to where you or I want to be, which seems to be the same place, they're going to need like 3 expansions to get there. And I'm not saying Shadowlands is the 3rd expansion. I'm saying it's the 1st. Can you agree with that, or do you not?
I think they would have to reset WoW, like you said before.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think that they should, but I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like you agree. I mean, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I don't think that they will reset the game. The whole thing is that, yes, obviously the game might not ever achieve the former glory of vanilla WoW, but I think that people playing Classic again, it kind of gave them the realization that a lot of the former glory was a figment of their imagination, or it was a product of its time, and not necessarily the game fundamentally. And so now that we've had that juxtaposition, and we see the old game, we see the new game, I do think Shadowlands is an improvement from the current game. And that's what matters.
I think so too. But like the core problems are still there, and like for me, that just makes it pointless.
Listen, man, I can't disagree with you there. I kind of feel the same way, and I think that, you know, like having certain things that give people a certain level of I don't know, like really what the word is for it, prestige, or, you know, bragging rights, whatever you want to call it, right? I mean, like the set that I have on the screen right now. Like, if this set was from Mythic only, and you had to go through 3 different raids even to get into the, you know, the raid at all, then yeah, I mean, this set would be much more prestigious. But I agree with you that there are too many rewards and everything in the game, too.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Shadowlands?
Yeah, it seems we're on the same page.
Are you going to play Shadowlands?
But yeah, I will try it, definitely, but I don't think I'm going to stick around. I mean, we'll see.
It's always the same, isn't it? Even though you've hated the last 3 expansions, just like I have, you're still going to buy number 4, aren't you?
Feels bad, man.
Sure does. Thanks a lot for coming on and expressing yourself. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, man. Not scripted, by the way. I'll see you later. Okay. All right, guys. I think that went pretty well. What do you think? Nice paid. It's not paid actor or anything like that. Okay. The thing is that what you guys need to understand is that, well, this is a shit show that I thought it was going to be. No, it's fine. Like, I know this might sound crazy, guys, but it's actually very easy for me to disagree with people and not get mad. Like, I don't get mad whenever I disagree with people. Like, because, like, here's the thing, right? The guy wants the game to be better. I want the game to be better. It's not like the guy wants to kill WoW and make Final Fantasy the ruling class. Fuck no. Like, he wants the game to be good too. So it's really, we're just talking about how to get there. And that's the way I look at it, right? I don't get mad. I get mad. Like, I remember, like, I get in arguments with people and then they get mad and I'm confused. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't give a fuck about most things. And if people disagree with me on them, it's like, you know what? Everybody has a different perspective. You know, it is what it is.